Welcome to ADV-HUB. We're at Overland Expo 2014. I'm David, and I'm here with Dan and Amy from Northwest Overland. We're really interested in learning a little bit more about the forum that they have. So, yeah, I mean, how did you guys start off?
So, roughly in 2006, there was about 6 of us that had broken off from a Land Rover group and decided that we wanted to do something a little bit more concentrated because we all had small families, and really, instead of like immersing ourselves in a larger entity, we just kind of wanted to go off and do our own spur thing, our own little group of folks. So, long story short, we've created an email list that eventually morphed into a really crude website. It started out as the Soggy Oval, because in Land Rover world, it's the green oval, but since we live in the Northwest, it's always raining all the time, so it was the Soggy Oval.
Washington.
Exactly. So but then we sort of realized that that's kind of a dorky name. But so Northwest Overland Society morphed out of that, and we had a little website. And the foundation of the website really was activities and community. Mm-hmm. So when you went to our website, the first thing you see is our events calendar, as it is today. And so that whole idea sort of translated from the Land Rover specific interest group that was based on just going out and doing things to all makes and models, Overland specific community. I mean, we started building up. We started with 6 people. The next year we had 50 people. The next year we had 100 people. Yeah. And here we are 7 years later, and we've got just about 2,000 members.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, that's in the Northwest. So.
It's the Northwest, and actually it's global. I mean, we have people from all over the United States, Canada, Mexico, Europe, that have joined just because they're interested in what we're doing. They're mm-hmm. interested in the region that we live in and the type of.
They might come visit, and yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And Amy, what kind of role are you playing with the website?
Well, now that I wasn't there in the beginning of this, but as soon as Dan and I met, I was like, hey, this is fun, and I really, really love this whole community and the idea of going out and doing things. And so my role now has become, I'm kind of the marketing technology person, and I spearhead all of our email campaigning, mm-hmm. and we're in the process of developing a new website, and I'm in charge of that. So that's kind of what I do, as well as I kind of manage the kitchen stuff when we're out and about.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So some of these forums that I've been on are large, and yeah, again, being like a full round the world, everybody signs on and they can say whatever they want. But you guys have kind of isolated yourself to a small, well, not a small area, but it's not worldwide exactly for the meetup.
Right.
What's the difference in dynamics between a huge forum like that compared to having a lot of Land Rovers and people doing just straight up overlanding in the Northwest?
I think from my perspective, we're very much players in the whole global overland community. We're members of Expedition Portal. Overland Journal supports us as we support them through their rallies and workshops and whatnot. But I think the difference between what is an all-inclusive, if you will, versus what we've built is that we have noticed that there's a lot of people that are very intimidated about going into a mass of humans that they don't even know, and sort of going, hey, I need some help with something.
Right.
When they go to a smaller, tightly knit community like what we've built, it's easier for them to come out to our monthly meetups and shake hands and put faces with names and say, so who are you? What are your goals? What attracted you to our community? Mm. And 9 times out of 10, that breaks the ice for them. They feel more confident. We put on like regional training sessions for mm-hmm. like vehicle recovery and safety training and trip preparedness. And so to have that in their neighborhood makes them feel a little bit more confident. And then they start to sort of stretch out a little bit and go, okay, I'm going to go forward with this and take what I've learned from the regional community and project it out, you know, nationally or internationally, if that's what their aspirations are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
So we're not really about the around the world travel thing. We're more about taking these small groups and getting face to face with people, because that's what fosters trips, and that's the whole reason why anybody buys a vehicle like this, is because they want to go out and use it and do stuff with it. But a lot of times people will acquire the goods but not really know what to do and be a little intimidated. So Dan's done a great job of fostering these, finding people that have some leadership potential in these tiny little communities. You know, we have like 5 different core leaders just in the whole Seattle to Portland to Spokane area, who will spearhead putting together these little groups of people, and that they plan trips, and then within the groups they find people who plan trips and they do stuff. And we hear that over and over again, that the difference with Northwest Overland and some other groups like this is that we do stuff. You come to our site and you see a full event calendar because you can go out and do stuff.
Yeah. So what's the best way for people to find where you guys are online and kind of stay in tune with it?
Well, we definitely have some presence on Expedition Portal, but honestly, northwestoverland.com is our URL. You can register and just lurk around if you want to, or become a premium member. The premium membership includes discounts with our vendor sponsors, special offerings from some of our affiliates that we've made contacts with throughout the years, and also we do training sessions, slideshows, and vehicle recovery training, which is a big one because people want to know how to use their equipment.
Right.
And we have a great support team regionally around Seattle, Bellingham, Portland, Oregon, Spokane, Washington, and now in Colorado and Denver area. So we're slowly gaining some momentum. And my big push, because I've taken this over the past year and a half, is to reach out to a lot of these suppliers of fantastic equipment that are representing themselves here at Expo. And sort of connect with them and say, you know what, I think your equipment is a good fit for our community because we have that lacking in our area. So we've
really formed some great relationships with smaller vendors. You know, I mean, we're not necessarily trying to target the big guys like ARV or whatever at this point in time, but smaller vendors that are doing things on a more community-based level. You know, we just had a great event with a local, one of our vendor sponsors, a local company.
Mule Expedition Outfitters.
Yeah,
and,
they opened up a new shop in Issaquah, Washington. And so they had a grand opening, and we advertised it on our site, and we went to the grand opening, and we popped up our stuff here, you know, and it was so great for both of us. It was pouring rain half the time, so luckily that we had this camping here, so we got to stand under. But we got a bunch of new premium members because our vendor sponsor Mule was offering discounts, and they're selling stuff right there. So it was just a great little like symbiosis. We got a bunch of people there, way more people than they would have gotten without having gone through us. But yet we got a bunch more committed members too from coming there. You know, so it's those kinds of little relationships are great.
Well, Dan, Amy, thank you so much for joining us and answering all those random questions.
Thank you.
It's good to hear that you guys have an awesome forum and it's growing.
And it's also, it was great to meet you guys because now we know who ADV-HUB is, and hopefully we can do some